people to do this, that maybe they would what they want to finance would be the stuff that's professional and, and not the stuff that serves the casual, you want to find about your great aunt
Can
people.
you share the application again? Like I've been going down through and through and through the emails trying to find it to see what we applied for.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to share a screen, Russ. I did
Okay.
send it. I did
I,
send it to you today. I sent it to everyone today.
well,
Oh,
that's,
you sent the letter saying that we
yeah,
got.
that's all I've got is
Oh,
the,
I'm sorry. I thought I saw sent the grant.
I don't remember.
Okay, no, I sent the letter when we got it, but
yeah,
today,
I don't have it here now. Um,
It's called a Museum Collection Inventory Program.
there's the, is the,
that's the letter saying we got it. No, that's not what we need. Um, what did I send today? Just a minute.
what struck me looking at the letter we got, um, is that what we ought to do is to contact Anya Hamilton. And did it strike anybody else as weird that we have Ann Hunt, Ann Hamilton, and Anya Hamilton? Too many Anns.
And they're not related.
Um,
Um,
just a second.
All we say is the society would like to have these materials digitized and stored in a searchable database and maintain the ability to add and edit that database as new information becomes available. If possible, having this information in the same database as other already cataloged items on Artifacts Canada site would be ideal. We would like to employ someone with the skills to oversee this project. That is what we said.
we can't put it in Artifacts Canada.
Well, no, yeah, Artifacts Canada doesn't maintain a genealogical database, but they
No.
are plugged. They are plugged into Genealogy Canada as well.
If we're looking to do it in-house, I think everything you read is correct and we can do that, but we're just going to put resources. If we want to actually describe these resources on a font level, we can do that through our subscription to A2M through the Council of Archives New Brunswick. But that being
Right.
said, that's archival material. Are we looking at resources, secondhand resources, or are we looking at archival material like deeds of like land deeds or receipts, or which now they're all at the archives. We'd have to go to the archives, and a lot of them I already did at the font level before I sent them. So I think from what I get from what you applied for, we want to take all of the resources we have, which are the binders, digitize them and put them on sort of a resource part of our website.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Then that absolutely. Then that would be the easiest and simplest thing to do. The question I had was whether that flies in the face of the Historical Society's mandate in terms of the preservation of historical documents and in a archival way, as opposed to saying,
yeah.
here's all the stuff we have, which is fine. I just didn't know whether or not you needed to go that deep on it.
These are not archival.
Okay,
These are genealogical.
perfect.
We preserve the histories of the families in the area. That's something I think that I haven't got the mandate right in front of me, but I get the sense that's something we should be doing as an historical society, preserving the histories of these families, and we can do it through the genealogies that have been provided to us in with the intention, except for the Coburn one, of actually sharing with the public. Um, and that being said, we think we have a lot of it, but we don't. Like I went 2 years ago and I digitized the binders. Anything that I could unbind, I sent through the scanner and digitized them and sent them all to be put on the website. Um, and I think they're on the G drive, or maybe it's on
That's
mine.
that's right, Evelyn. You said the other day you had sent it to me, and I don't remember this. I'm not saying it didn't happen because my memory's not what it was last week. But
I sent a list. I sent a list of all that I had. Then I sent all I had. or I put it on the G drive or something, because there was quite a few of them. But
Okay, so
essentially,
that's a good starting point then for just to know that what we're doing is putting up a searchable database, basically a consumer-based searchable database that we can put up that people can go and look up Brewer, and under Brewer will be all the stuff we have.
so it's, yeah, so what you're saying is like it's searchable resources by making, say, an Excel spreadsheet saying if you're researching Kyle Brewer, you're going to find him in X volume or this page,
Exactly, and
whatever.
that's just a
Yeah,
SQL-based, server-based
yeah,
database. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, which I think is very valuable. That's,
absolutely,
yeah,
and
that's
that's what
something
people
that,
are looking for. That's what
yeah,
we, yeah,
like they don't want to have to, like, now that we've digitized quite a few of them, we can send digital copies. And I have some that have reached out to me and say, okay, we have this. And a lot of times, to be honest, they say I've already got that or already seen
yeah,
that. But if they, but if the public just starting from scratch has an interest in their family and say, oh, what information do you have on so and so? And it even better if we can connect it with a photograph that we sent to the provincial archives,
yeah.
which I'd listed any names at all that were inscribed on those photographs. If you want to see a photograph of so-and-so Jackson, go to the whatever phone at the provincial archives. They will take that, they'll scan it for you, digitize it, and send it back.
Right.
So if we can also connect our phone with, and we can do that too on this, like I'm envisioning in Excel, but there's lots of different formats. We can,
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
number of ones, and we just need something that's going to be compatible with other systems that we can plug into, like Find a Grave and that kind of stuff that we can link out to that. The question is, in terms of putting somebody in charge of this, it sounds like an absolute rat's nest.
uh, I, I don't, if it's just taking names, going through
Hmm.
all these sources and highlighting names, and with this Excel spreadsheet, even the students could plug away at something like this.
Okay.
And somebody will have to like maybe check their work, like not their whole work, just kind of audit it, pick
Check.
pieces of it, and then say, oh yeah, this is on the page, and this is, we have to set up a system of like, instead of saying just check the Yerkes genealogy book one, we kind of have to have a system maybe for naming these resources that's a little bit less clunky. Or we could just call them what the names they were given to us. But a student can go through these names, start an Excel spreadsheet, start listing names. I mean, I do volunteer work for the probate records for the Genealogical Society of New Brunswick, and that's all that basically is going through the reels and the photographs of the reels, taking all the names from there, putting them in there, and that's how people are going to be able to search for probate. They're going to say, oh, so and so was mentioned in this probate record, and this is connected to so and so, and it's on real whatever, so they can go back and see all the writing. So something like this has been done before. The Anglican records were done the same way. They took the Anglican records, gathered up all the names, recorded the information, and just made it searchable. Put a name in, first name, last
Yeah,
name.
that's the
Yeah,
Excel spreadsheet is a good basis for it because that's also convertible across a number of platforms into
exactly.
basically a web-based search. Roger's cemetery thing is one great big ass Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, Excel
Um,
spreadsheets work really well.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and people are familiar with it.
Yeah, in the search, and they're very searchable. Like,
Yeah,
you can find when you have different names, like if you have 10 Kyle Brewers, and just the person taking the name also has to be familiar, it's not the same one. Like
yes,
they
yeah.
have to look at the time period, and then maybe things like that. So
Well, and the back end code on it is, like I said, is convertible into an interface, a web-based interface that you can, again, plug into the website.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
type in Jewett and you comes everything we
Yeah.
know about Jewett. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you also go, do a further refined search, put in the approximate dates that you're looking for this
Yep.
Thomas Jewett. And then
Perfect.
it's like, okay, it's not my Thomas Jewett who was, it's not popping up. So there's nothing there. And that's all the data entry person has to get right is the time periods, the dates, even the proper spelling. They have to know how to if it looks off, also you have to have a category for, they were also called this, or definitely middle names for multiple same names, or
Mhm.
make sure the spelling is kind of consistent with the researcher, because that's their work. But yeah, it's definitely could fall within a student's,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
have the system set up,
as
yeah.
long as there were guidelines and there was an oversight of, like you said, I mean, things like that. As soon as one spelling error gets in there, it messes up the works.
But then, but somebody's auditing it, like,
Yeah.
like for the probate records, I'm what's called I'm the one that takes it and proofs it. I'm a proofer. Like
Okay.
I go to I have all the same documents they have. They've listed this. I go through and I've listed this. Oh, they missed one. I'll add it to it. Or like, oh, they got this is misspelled and it's actually this. The proofer is one that's more used to reading the documents than the actual person that's putting them in there.
Are you sharing the screen, Russ, or
Yeah, I just found that on the database.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Evelyn's talking about.
Well,
Um,
that's the thing Kit drew up when we were first proposing to have
okay.
use something. Yeah.
So the basis of getting started, it will be to marry up all the stuff you've already digitized,
Yeah.
with whatever's left in that cabinet. There's folders full of stuff in there, so it'll have to be, again, cross-reference what it hasn't been done, and then it'll have to be put into family names, I guess is best way to go, right?
Yeah.
And then from there on, just start plugging in whatever you have.
Yeah, because you also, some of those resources are multiple family names, like it could be the family of the Yerxa Jewett family, just for an example.
Yeah.
That one person's done both lines and they're in the same resource. So, it could be Yerxa Jewett, Yerxa whatever.
Right.
An example. I don't know if they are, but I think they're just Yerxa. I think there's just one Yerxa, but
Well, the other thing about the spreadsheet is it can become sort of a living thing, and that it can be
oh
updated
yeah.
and detracted and corrected and all that,
Yep.
which is fabulous. Okay.
And that's what you want. You want to reach out to people that are doing this and they'll say,
Well, that's key is to one of the things that we thought was really important is when people have interest, if they've got something they want,
Yep.
or if they have a question or they have something to give back, then for sure we want them to be able to do that. Okay.
Yeah. And then you have to sort of say, well, then you go to, okay, they're saying this, but this researcher said this, who's right? You might have to just put two entries saying, according to so and so, like as a postscript or something, like have the
Yep.
original, but then have a post or a reference, a footnote saying, according to so and so, this date is incorrect or something. Yeah.
Right.
Just to, say that is conflicting information.
Yes, and that would, I think, on the outset, once you put this thing up, you would probably be flooded with all kinds of people saying, "Wait a minute, my grandfather wasn't blah blah blah."
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And
Which is good. That's healthy.
yeah, because people are infallible. It all depends on the sources they use. So
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this certainly seems a lot easier than what I thought we were in for.
Oh yeah, we're not creating we're not
What are we gonna?
becoming a search.
But my question is, what are we using the $3,000 for?
That's my question.
Is it
Well, that's why I was trying to see what you originally put in for, the wording for what you applied for. That's why I was trying to look to see.
I thought we needed a consultant. You obviously are a consultant. Do you want the 3,000, Evelyn?
Sure, I have free evenings, right? This is my first of 3 meetings tonight. So, but we could also, there's many more outside consultants we can hire too.
And there may be software considerations as well.
Yeah, maybe it's
I'm sure there are.
Yeah. Maybe it's for something to a higher scanner to scan or there's lots of things that could be involved in this project. But we do have the students that do have hours.
Yeah.
But if one of them's interested, we can turn them into another Janice. And when they're period.
Yeah, you could simply turn that into a stipend or something.
Yeah.
To further work.
Yeah,
In other words,
like
just
keep
grant
them
a
going.
stipend.
Yeah, beyond the 9 weeks because it's going to take longer than that because they got other things to do.
Right.
But if one or both of them even We take what money is left to be spent and we say, okay,
Keep track of your hours and yeah.
for these amount of hours at this amount of pay, will you be interested in doing this? You know, they don't have to be remote. They can come into the school or they could do it remotely. Like, this is an archive material, it can be taken out and yeah, like,
Of course, we don't yet know whether either of them is going to be A, interested, or B, the competent to do this kind of
burn
thing.
that when you get to it, because this stuff
Yeah.
isn't about competency.
Well,
if
the
it's
question
data,
is-
if it's just data entry, it's not a huge deal to
Yeah.
worry about competency.
No. And I think like I know, you know, Adam, I think he's really so keen from what he heard of all the projects just to get it. He's turning into an historian. He wants to,
Yeah.
you know, get into all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also felt like he actually liked that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I guess the question I have in terms of a structure when you put them into it, from the perspective of getting it on the website and having it forward facing, are you confident enough in their interest and skills to table that in front of them and say, how would you structure this? Or is that too much leeway to give them as student people?
I think probably a bit like maybe start out with the structure that we're
Okay.
going to give them, but also, and this is going to how it's going to look, but definitely listen to their input
Okay.
as the ones that are doing the data entry. Like they're going to have suggestions as you know, and
Okay.
you
So
know,
we'll need to have that structure in place when they show up on the 15th.
yeah, just
Well, they're going to be being paid not to do this, but to do other stuff. This money is going to have to be spent on the genealogy business because that's what we applied for.
Well, that's what we've just said, though, Russ. That's what we.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're working full time, sort of, on the money we've already got from summer employment.
But they can also start, like they're only getting 30 hours a week. Maybe one of them wants to start on this, or both of them want to start on this project for more hours on the 3 days they're not working for us. Like, I agree, we've got money from Canada Summer Jobs to do X, but this is a project that if they're interested, that comes, it's like a contract work, basically. Like
Or
we
stipend work, yeah.
yeah, yeah, like what we probably signed with Janice years ago that for X amount of money, you know, per hour. And like you drop a basic contract saying, you know, this is like taxes aren't going to be taken out. You agree to, you know, to give us X amount of hours at this amount, you kind of divide it up and yeah.
That makes all kinds of sense. So I think we need basic instructions because we do want to start them both off knowing what this is all about and
Oh yeah,
as much as they can this summer.
maybe they should be started with just gathering it all together. Like you know, like Kit mentioned, there's stuff in files. Anything that was like research I kept behind, I didn't send off to the archives. I just sent off basically the society's records. But I've got some here that I've been meaning to get to, but probably won't, about like the store and the history of the people that were involved in the store, and some of their names or whatever. Like it doesn't have to be limited to genealogies. It could be you know, people that we've got research notes on.
Yeah, straight up resources.
Yeah.
It seems like probably the best way to do it is to say, here's the cabinet full of crap. Here is the here's the G drive with stuff that's been done. Pick a name and go.
Yep. Start compiling the families together so that you're not working across multiple families at once. Like
Perfect.
Start like, okay, the Jewett family. Here's all the Jewett material, and it helps to keep them on the same kind of material anyhow because they learn to recognize names and connections.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. It actually sounds like fun.
I know.
I hope it rains all summer.
Oh. Yeah, it's oh yeah, there's lots, like genealogy is fun.
Well, I don't know whatever happened to Ruth and Nancy. I'm really sorry that they didn't make it. I was particularly concerned because when I read the minutes, it didn't sound to me like Ruth was clear about what we were going to be doing. And
well, Nancy thought we were meeting in person, and I
But
think.
I wrote later and today and said,
Yeah. Did she receive it? Well, she would have reached out to us, I'm sure, by now saying, hey, better check my emails. Hey, I'm waiting at the school. Where are you? Or
yeah. Anyway, I think we can catch them up with
we recorded this anyhow, so we can send the recording. Yeah.
Well, that seems to me very comfortable now about, the direction we're headed in and how best to use these students this summer, and then how to spend the 3,000. It had never occurred to me that of course you could offer it to them afterwards.
We offered it to Janice, and as long as it's not during the contracted work for Canada Summer Jobs, then, and it can be it can also be, but they can start work on this project through their Canada Summer Jobs. It's just not tapping into the $3,000. So, whenever the time is done, then we can offer them the grant.
That makes sense to me. I wouldn't want to start by talking about this, using this money at the same time as we're paying for the summer job thing.
Yeah.
So, but we have time to do this.
Yeah. And this extends it beyond the 9 weeks. Like it's not a project that gets dropped just because our students
you can sort of dangle that in front of them and say there is a possibility to continue on with this if you're interested. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they're both not going back to school, so they have time.
Sounded good. Well, that's great, Evelyn. You've been such a wonderful resource yet again.
Oh, no, when you started talking about RAD and everything on the last email, it's like, RAD. It's like, how many pages now? Though I do have a dummy for RAD, but they're not needing RAD because it's not archival. So and in the meantime, like after this meeting, I'll start going through my G Drive and finding all the resources I digitized, and I think I have access to our G Drive to put them on there, but if not, I'll just share them or whatever with the email.
Yeah.
It sounds fabulous.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is great.
Thanks a lot. Have a good evening.
Oh,
unless there's anything else. Is there anything else?
No, think so.
Okay.
Well, then I move we adjourn.
Sounds good. See you later.
Thanks, Evelyn.
Thanks, Evelyn.
Okay, talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.